This is not a real counseling session. It is for a classroom assignment. Hello, Mr. Adams. I'm
How you
glad you
doing,
were
ma'am?
able to make it here today.
Thank you for having me.
Fantastic. Glad you're here. This week, before we get started, I'd like you to kind of explain to me what you think. Give me some pointers on what we talked about last week.
Well, we actually talked about issues of passing scores with the students.
Yes.
Um,
These are your
adminis-
students that
well, administration gave me this class. The
Okay.
teacher walked out in the middle of the semester. The kids have had, they've had people come in or teachers come in to teach them, one day here, one day there. And at this point, the kids have been running the classroom.
Okay.
And now that the administration gave me the class, I'm trying to help the kids to pass the scores.
Okay. So, are they positive, or how are they treating you? I mean, what's going on in the classroom? Is administration behind you?
Well, administration is behind me 100%. They want me to help these kids pass this course. The thing of it is that I got to get past the kids themselves, because as I said, the kids have been running the classroom, to get them to understand how important it is to not only learn but to pass the course.
Okay. And I know you talked about last week some of the things that you don't want these kids to continue to do, but and I remember those are some of the things. And you were pretty negative on administration last week. I understand, but what do you want?
Well, first of all, I don't want the kids to give up. Give up on themselves, just throw the class time away. I want them to really care about their future. Be it right now, the grade that they receive in this class, I want them to care. And I want them to succeed.
Okay, sounds like a good goal. Tell me, what does that look like for you? You want them to succeed. You want them to pass these tests. Those are great goals, but how are you what have you thought about getting, how is that going to happen for you?
Well, the first thing that I thought of was to call parents.
Okay.
Call parents and enlist their help in the kid's success.
All right.
The problem that I've had with calling parents has been a no response to a negative response, and I need to get past that. I mean, I need the parents to help me with this.
All right. Okay. You need the parents' help in getting this done for the kids. What does that look like for you? Let's get a little more. I don't want to suggest anything. What does that look like? You want to call them, but they're not responding. They're not calling you back. What can you do to get?
Well, to be quite honest, I thought that an email to the parents would
Okay.
be the solution. Then as long as I don't make the email too long and laborious, I can just maybe use it to stimulate the parents' interest in helping the child succeed.
Okay. All right. I think that might work.
Well, what I want to do is give parents options on what they can do, uh, whether it be a meeting, me with the parent and the child,
Okay.
a telephone meeting, or
An actual sit down.
an actual sit down. Yes, I need to sit down. I would love face to face. That way we can both be involved with the child's education. And I think that that's the important part. We need that parent involvement.
All
But
right.
do you think that'll actually work?
Yeah. That's a great idea. Before you call, email, get their response on that, see if they want to sit down or if they want a telephone call. I think that's a great thing. You need the parents' involvement in order to help the child. This is something you've been thinking about. Yes, I do think it will work. I really do. What do you think? Have you thought about any other ideas? I mean, has anything else come up in your mind other than the emails? Or
Well, along with the emails, I thought that just put it on me, and what I need to do is to contact the parents possibly on a weekly basis. Now, of course,
okay,
it could either be call or email, but what I would like to do is keep the parents involved with where we are as far as what we're learning this week, maybe in the next few weeks, so that they can be aware where the student is in the classroom. And looking from a parent's point of view, the parents always want to know, how did they do last week? How did they do on the test? Maybe it's something that they need to adjust at home. So these things, I want to give the parents information so they could be more successful at home.
okay,
And also know what's coming up, and have a say a preview of what the child will be learning, so that they could maybe come up with some talking points and be able to get out in front of them and help them if they need any kind of resources.
all right. You're thinking about more things, which is a good thing.
Well, also too, I thought about tutorials. Uh, Having tutorials on Thursday to kind of prompt them to maybe dive a little bit deeper into that weekly discussion. But then again, as I said, I need the parents' input, because, of course, this is after school. So
Yes.
the parents will be able to pick up the child after school because they've already missed the bus.
Yes. Okay.
And I'm trying to stay positive with this. I want to be positive. I can see that we're coming up with some solutions
You're
that I'm
coming
feeling.
up with
Well,
some
I'm feeling positive about what direction we're going, because and I needed somebody to talk this out with.
Fantastic. You're doing well, Mr. Adams. I appreciate you. All of your points sound wonderful. Things that you want to do, but and I won't say but. They sound wonderful. Let's talk about the different things and the work that you're going to do on those different points. Let's talk about that over the weeks to come. But right now, your focus is the parents and keeping them engaged, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Working with the parents. I think that that's our ultimate outreach, or let's say, without the parents' involvement, I really don't see the idea that the kids will catch on or change their attitude towards the class. I'm very positive that if I get the parents on board, we lined up to where the parent and I are shoulder to shoulder on this, and the students see this. And I think that that's the best thing. The students see that the parents and the teacher are on the same course,
I like that.
and we're shoulder to shoulder on their education. And I think the expectations are raised to where they can't blow off the assignments and just blow off the course and think it doesn't mean anything.
All right. So let's define some of the work that you're going to be doing. What's your ultimate goal?
My ultimate goal is the parents' involvement. Past that is that the kids pass this course.
Okay, that is your ultimate goal. I'll encourage you with that, to pass this course. And the way that you've told me that you want to do this is a short-term goal of getting the parents more involved.
Right.
Okay? All right, am I correct in what you're saying?
That's absolutely necessary.
Okay. And I know you've thought of some other things that you can do, and those are exciting.
Yes.
And we'll go through them, but mainly to get these parents involved. So you say you're going to start with an email.
Yes.
Okay. Are you going to be totally specific in this email, or are you going to just list a couple of things that you want to talk to them about, so they'll call you, or when you call them, they already know about it, and they'll determine whether they want to talk to you on the phone or meet with you in person. How much are you putting in that email? You keeping it low?
Well, I want to keep it short.
Okay.
I want to get to the point. I want to lay out a couple of points, bullet points within that short email on what I believe that we need to do
Okay.
as far as affecting their child's education.
Okay.
And then get them on board with that and ask for feedback.
Okay.
You
So,
know.
so to comment to your email,
Yes.
or respond to your email.
Right.
Okay.
Respond to the email. You know, I know there's going to be questions about how my individual child is doing. What's my individual child's grade point at that point? You know.
And bait them.
Right.
You know, like you said, you want to keep it short. Bait them and tell them, listen, let's meet, or
Right.
let me call you, and then
Right.
you can talk about those things.
And I want that meet to be soon, not a week from now, where we've already moved on to a different subject and you can't get back what you've already lost.
Like yesterday.
Yes.
And I think it's a good thing with the emails and sometimes even texts. These parents are a lot younger and younger, and they text, and they're social medias, and they appreciate emails. They don't do a lot of talking to the person. So I think you're right on.
Yeah, and I know that all the parents are different. I don't think that the parents want me actually blowing up their phone as far as, your child did this today, and that kindergarten stuff.
No,
But I
think,
do want them to know exactly where their child is on the road to education.
And I think it's a good thing. And you brought up a point that you're going to talk to them, or you're going to suggest that you give them a weekly update of what
Right.
your child is doing. So that's a good thing. Ultimately, who will see all this hard work that is starting to be going to be positive, and I believe it will be.
Well, my thought is administration. Now,
Yep.
I know that they're always looking, but I want them to really see, and I think they will. They'll see maybe the student response.
Good.
And that relationship. And that's one of the things that I want to build within this. If I have a relationship with the child wants to please the parent, the child wants to please me. Maybe not directly that they really understand it, but they realize that there's some effort that they have to give on their part. And that's what I want to see. I want to see that effort, that they're fighting for something. Not just, oh, well, I'm just doing the assignment just because. I'm fighting for this because it's my education.
Now you're being positive. Last week you were all over administration. I'm very proud of you. You're doing awesome. You were thinking about this thing.
I'm
Okay.
thinking, yes.
So, like I said, this is going to be a lot of hard work. Okay, the emails, the responses, getting to parents, being on the kids. I mean, this is a lot of work, but you can do this.
Yes.
All right, and ultimately, you're going to be able to say, "I did this.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
earned this."
Yes, I understand.
Right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, Mr. Adams. Next week we're gonna continue with some of the thoughts that you had for the children. I am so glad you've come up with different things for young people. That, as I said, the parents are younger and younger, and you've come up with some different things that you can do to keep them engaged. And I believe we'll be able to work together with this. Okay, and let's work together with some of the thoughts that you had so far as working with the children and bringing them in on tutorials on Thursdays. I think you said Thursdays,
Yes,
once
ma'am.
a week, and working with the parents and being available for them during the week, an hour or two that they can call and ask questions or talk to you about their concerns. Okay, these are
Yes.
good points.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right,
you
we're
very
going to keep working on it.
much. Thank you.
All right. God bless you, Mr. Adams. Take care.